The microphone's off. But let's talk about article quality. There are two levels of article quality that I'm going to talk about for the purpose of this video when it comes to looking at entries on Wikipedia to determine if the information is pretty good, good, or meh, right? So we'll take a look back here at Richard Nixon. Richard Nixon's wiki entry is pretty good when it comes to examples of what Wikipedia wants out of its articles. In the upper right hand corner, there is a bronze star here. If you click on the bronze star, it will load up the article, the Wikipedia entry or article, about featured articles or featured entries on Wikipedia. You can come here and you can read all about what makes Richard Nixon's entry a featured article. Some of the criteria for a featured article, though: it's well written, comprehensive, well researched, neutral, stable. Stable means that people aren't constantly changing it every couple of minutes. And then it follows style guidelines set by Wikipedia. It uses a lot of media, images, and whatnot. And the length is pretty decent. It's not wild and crazy, 35,000 pages long. It's concise, accurate, to the point. The reader can get in, get out, get the information that they need. Let's take a look at Abraham Lincoln's page. Now, if you come over here, Abraham Lincoln has a circle with a plus sign in it. If you click on that, you will learn that Abraham Lincoln's entry is a good article. You can come over here and you can learn about the criteria. Different criteria, still well written, still follow style guidelines and whatnot. The research aspects change a little bit. Broad in coverage, neutral, stable, not constantly being changed. The images, though, the media aspects have changed too. They're a little bit different between a good article and a featured article. So kind of interesting to note. Now, what if you come over here to Bob Dole's page? Bob Dole doesn't have a bronze star or a circle with a plus sign in it. Let's take a look here. Let's go down here to the reference section. This is the key between good articles, featured articles, and articles without anything. It's one of the keys, at least, the research associated with it. You will notice Bob Dole's article has 28 secondary sources and only a handful of print sources for the most part. Most notably, Bill Clinton's book, Bob Dole's book. Okay, you can tell these are books, obviously, because of the ISBN number. Kind of lacking in citations, if you ask me, right? Let's go ahead and let's take a look at Abraham Lincoln's, right? So let's go over here, let's scroll back over to Lincoln's page, and let's take a look at the source material associated with Lincoln's page. Wow, look at this. We got 294 notes in the actual article, and then the list of sources. Okay, quite a few. I would say maybe 65, 75, maybe 80. I mean, it goes on and on. But there are really good source materials here. Pretty cool, right? Let's take a look at Nixon's article. Let's go over here, click here, and let's scroll down. Let's take a look at Nixon's article. And look at the wealth of sources. There are tons and tons of sources here from all different points of view. So what separates Nixon's article from Lincoln? Well, everything in Nixon's article does have a footnote attached to it, and does have a citation. The research quality associated with a featured article is different from that of a good article. Lincoln's article is good. There are tons and tons of source materials here. Nearly everything is cited, but it's not yet at the level of featured. I'm sure one day it will be, right? Bob Dole's article has no star, no circle with a plus sign. Not a lot of information here. Probably could be rewritten. Probably could have a lot more information attached to it. I suspect that, you can notice that everything here is linked out to another Wikipedia entry. If the information in here was linked to an actual source document, a primary or a secondary source, instead of another Wikipedia article, I imagine then that the quality determined by Wikipedia, whether a good article or featured article, would change on Bob Dole's wiki entry. Now let me ask you a question. Just because this page doesn't have a bronze star or a circle with a plus sign in it, does that make the information in it inaccurate? Maybe, who knows? The only way to really find out, though, is to check out the sources on your own. And this is where the next video is heading. I'm going to show you how to use Wikipedia for the tool that it really is. It's a springboard for research. And I'm going to give you an idea on how to use that utilizing a wiki entry, so you can always get a jump start on your research by using Wikipedia as a tool and using it properly. So go ahead and continue on to the next video.